I'm Keiz. Today I've got $150 worth of Art Primo supplies to open up for you guys. So let's get into that.
Yo, it's voiceover Keiz, or Keiz from the future, if you will. I'm doing voiceover for this video just because that's what I'm more comfortable with after doing it for so long on TikTok. Every single thing shown in this video will get its own review video in the future, so keep an eye out for that. And if you want to stick around for some content, feel free to give me a subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. Leave a comment if you love me, leave a comment if you hate me. I try my best to reply to everybody, so if you want to get a nice conversation with me, let's have one in the comment section. Plus it increases engagement. First up is the Art Primo Silver HOBO marker. These are a solidified paint stick that are used to pretty much write on anything. It even says they can write on water and grease covered surfaces. So we're definitely have to put that to the test. Next thing we got in here is the 4mm grippy marker. This is one of their empties. It's not Art Primo branded. We take a look inside and we've got some steel mixer balls. It's called the grippy marker because it has this little grip, I'm gonna guess. Next up, we got the Art Primo Toxic Shocker. This is a hard-bodied plastic mop, so it's gonna be way better to fill up with inks because you're not gonna be able to squeeze it to get drips of paint. Although if you got some thin paint, it might be worth a shot. I'm not telling you how to live your life. It's got a 10mm nib and a 22ml capacity. Next up, we got the Rainbow 100 sticker pack. This comes with 20 blue, green, yellow, red, and black blank stickers. Super excited to try those out. Next up, we got the Art Primo Midnight Edition. These have a black base with a silver border. They're gonna look absolutely sick if you write on with a lighter colored paint. Art Primo says these are made with absorbent matte paper with enhanced adhesive backing and a strong UV resistance. Next, we got the 2-ounce Art Primo mop. This has an 11mm felt nib. It holds 2 ounces, as you might have guessed, which is about 60 milliliters. It's got a nice firm plastic body with enough squeeze you can get it to drip if you wanted it to. Here we've got some sort of bonus pack they included. It had a whole bunch of sticker blanks, some caps, and a CRAFTWAVE dual tip marker. I'll talk about these a little bit more near the end of the video, but they added an extra one, which is pretty cool. In this pack, they also sent over 4 caps. I don't really have a use for caps right now, but I might hold on to them, or I might give them out some sticker packs. Not sure yet. The 4 caps they gave were Art Primo Precision Cap, an OG Rusto Fat Cap, a New York Outline, and an orange dot. The place I'm staying right now makes it really hard for me to use any cans, which is why you haven't seen any of them on my TikTok, and that's why you probably won't see any here on YouTube for a good while. But nothing's permanent. They'll come around eventually. Next up, we got the Art Primo Press and Go Asian style. What makes it Asian style, you ask? That's a great question. I'm not sure at all. Maybe because it's red? I don't know. These have your standard correctional pen tip, and these are some of my favorites to write with, so I'm super excited to try these out. Next thing we've got is the Art Primo Press and Go Teal Mini. It's just the same thing, but it's got a smaller body. Here you can see the tip of the pen. It's your typical correction pen. Nothing special here. Next up is the Art Primo 4mm aluminum body. I was very interested by this because aluminum body normally means it's used for storing xylene-based chemicals, so an xylene-based ink, an xylene-based paint, whatever it may be. So I'll be excited to pop some more harsher chemicals into this one and not worry about it melting. Although we'll have to see whether or not it melts the valve in the nib. Next, we got the Art Primo Solid Paint Marker. This one's the silver edition. They sell these separately than their other ones. They're a little bit more pricey. Off the bat, way cooler wrap. I mean, look at that. It's all reflective, super cool. You can see that silver there. Very soft. I'm excited to write with this and see how it writes. This is just like their HOBO marker. It's made to be used on everything, but it's a little bit more expensive, and it writes a little bit smoother. Next up is the Art Primo Hit and Go 2mm empty marker. This thing looks super awesome, and I'm really excited to play around with it. I don't know how well it's going to be for tagging, but it might be great for some little sticker pieces. We'll have to test it out and find out. The next thing out of the box is a CRAFTWAVE SCRIBE. These are used for cutting into your glass. I'm excited to test this one out because my old one is broken. The tip broke off. I mean, I did use it for like a year, so no surprise. Next up, we got a sticker pack. I'm super excited to open these up and show them off. First up, we got this nice pink crink. And we've got an Art Primo eggshell with this nice hollow. Very excited to write on that. This is another one of those Art Primos. This is an eggshell, do not remove sticker. OTR sticker with a nice chrome in the back. I'm excited to put that probably on a water bottle or something. Art Primo Godzilla, super cool. This is the Art Primo Bombers. This one's sick. Here we've got a green Art Primo. We've got a Hola instead of hello. Hello, my name is sticker. We've got an eggshell sticker. This one's like a vinyl cut, which I thought was pretty funny. Eggshell sticker on a vinyl. Here's another blank Art Primo. This is one of their plastic labels. Got another paper yellow Art Primo Beaver, absolutely rocking that one. Then we've got one of the Montana cans, their own version of the eggshells. Next up, we've got all of our filled markers and mops. This is the Art Primo Spring Fever Drip Mop, poison green color, unbranded, which is kind of weird, but nonetheless. Then we've got a hand-dyed press and go. This is one of their bigger size press and goes. It's got a really soft plastic body, softer than all the others, which was interesting. You can see it's violet color. They tested it on the cap to show it off. Then we've got the Art Primo Squeezer. This one's the magenta color. These are some of my favorite things, not gonna lie. I'm super happy to have them. They contain xylene, so they're for reals. Then we got an Art Primo Press and Go Mini with the standard fill, so it's just some whiteout inside of a whiteout pen. Very cool. Next up is the Art Primo Solid Paint Marker. This one's the white color. I'm really excited to try out this white one. I'm going to try it first plain white, and then I plan to do a dyeing, so we're going to show you how to dye your own whites. Next up, we've got the AP CUTTY Mops 5-pack. These are probably the mops I'm most excited about. They're so cute and little, and they got these little nibs, and they're refillable, and I'm just super excited to try these out. Next up, we've got the AP SQUEAZYE E. This is a 2-ounce mop with a 17mm mohair nib and a really soft and squeezable plastic, hence the name. Great with some inks and some paints, whatever you choose. Next up, we've got the AP Mini Crusher. This is the same as that SQUEAZYE E, but it's just a hard body mop, so it's going to work way better with your inks, not made for squeezing out some paints. I can't lie, I've never used a hard body mop that wasn't homemade, so I'm excited to see how these perform. Next up, the Art Primo Big Squeeze Mop. This is Art Primo's take on a classic shoe polish mop. It's got a 1-inch wide sponge nib for big bold lines and a 4 fluid ounce body with a nice soft squeezable plastic to give you more than enough drips to cover the entire town. I'm interested to test this against a standard shoe polish mop and see how it performs. This right here is the Art Primo Solid Paint Marker Magenta colored. A nice bright pink, bright magenta. I'm really excited to test this out on some darker and some lighter surfaces and see how it writes. Not to mention we'll probably do a split streaker tutorial pretty soon here. And the last paint marker for today is the blue HOBO marker. This is the same as a silver, but it's blue. Don't ask me why the nibs are on the opposite ends. It drives me nuts too. Next up, we got the Art Primo Hit and Go 30mm empty. I'm excited to fill this one up and test it out. It's got a nice broad 30mm T-shaped nib, and it's got 2 marbles on the inside, and it's refillable from the bottom, which is always super nice. Just one look at the valve, and I'm going to guess this is going to work a lot better with inks or really thinned out paints. Doesn't look like it's going to flow some thick things through it. So keep that in mind if you buy it and you choose to fill it up yourself. Next up, we got my favorite for making custom slaps and just hit-offs in general, and that's the Art Primo Bullet Paint Marker. These have a very interesting smell that's kind of good, so yeah. Here's the Art Primo 14mm Chisel Marker. I guess I accidentally ordered 2 of these. I don't even know how, but I got 2 of them nonetheless. Once again, this valve and nib just look like they're going to look better with some inks or some really thin paints. It's got a little flow restrictor, so you might want to pop that up. Next up, we got the AP 15mm Jumbo Paint Marker. This is a little bit of a bigger size body and an extra millimeter size nib. Both the 14mm and the 15mm nibs are reversible, so if one side gets really scuffed up, you can flip them around. Comparing the size here, they look the same. Here you can see that they do have a different size body. We'll have to test them out and see how they compare to each other. Quick side note here, if you go through and count every single time I said Art Primo and every single time I said I'm excited and put it in the comments, I'll pin it. And if I don't already pin it, I'll just reply because I think that's funny. I didn't even realize how much I said it until later. Then we got the Art Primo Hit and Go 15mm. So this is the same body as that 30mm, but just a different valve and nib. And this one is clearly reversible too. Got the nice marbles, and you can refill it from the bottom, which is which is just magical. I also thought it was funny, these are like tiger eye marbles, like kids marbles, not like some cheapy glass ones. I guess these are cheap glass ones, just not the cheap glass ones I was expecting. Here I am pulling out the other 14mm marker, and I'm beyond confused at this point. I checked the orders and sure enough I did order 2, but as you can see right here, that nib is reversible, it works fine. Excited to test that out in the future. Next we've got the Magic Ink Fine Tip Marker. And no, you don't need to shake it, I'm an idiot. I love the Japanese writing on these. I know it's so stupid, but I seriously think it's so cool. These are super fun. I've never used any of the Magic Ink products before, so I'm super excited to try these out, and you'll see a review on these really soon. Next, we've got something I'm super excited about. That's the Flow and Stainer of the classic Steve Garvey 2.0. So this is Art Primo's take on Garvey ink, because the Garvey ink is super expensive. You can see it came sealed, which is nice because I make messes, so hopefully that'll prevent the mess making, at least a little bit. Next, we got this box. I wasn't sure what this was at all. I don't remember ordering anything big. Second, I thought it was just a bonus can they threw in there. I still find it pretty crazy that you can just go up to companies and be like, hey, I have 100,000 followers and I'm gonna buy something, and they'll throw some extra stuff in there for you. Like, that's still mind-boggling to me. So cool. But as we open this up, you'll see it's a set of 12 CRAFTWAVE sketchy twin markers. These are specifically made for black booking, which is so cool, and I've never had anything like this. As you can see, we got a nice selection of colors. On one end, we've got a nice chisel tip, and on the other end, we've got our brush tip. They have a highly pigmented alcohol-based ink in them, and I'm excited to test them out. Here's your second reminder that every single thing shown in this video will have its own review, coming out very soon, hopefully. If you've enjoyed any of this content or anything about me, I hope you'll check me out on my TikTok, or you'll give me a subscribe here on YouTube and watch out for some of my other content. And also, if you guys watched till the end, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. This video isn't as good as I want it to be, structure-wise, video quality, editing. I want everything to be a lot better in the future, but I set a tight deadline for myself, and I didn't give myself enough time to finish this in the way I wanted. But I hope in the future I can make content that's a lot better and more enjoyable for you guys to watch. Love you, homies.